Hellblade. People keep telling me about Hellblade. I never, I haven't seen it. Yo, what's up, White Moth? Yeah, I mean, hey, there's still plenty of time to do it in October. People really, really want me to play Resident Evil 4. Like, they really, really want me to do it. I'll do it. I swear I'll do it. Why don't we do... I swear to God, October will not end without me playing Resident Evil 4. How's that? Because you guys really, really want me to play it. I promise. Resident Evil 4 is your favorite Resident Evil? Resident Evil 4 is the only one you ever finished. I think that Resident Evil 1 doesn't get enough love. I think it's because of the more puzzly elements to it, I think. So, I don't know. I like Resident Evil 1 the best. You play Resident Evil 4 and you love it, you can play Evil Within, same developer. We'll see. We'll see. I love horror games. I love horror games so much. It's always so weird that you can spin off of vines in this game. That's like really, it's super like alien to me. It's really strange. Glory River 1 and 2 were good. They had really good atmosphere. Legacy of Kain 2 was really fun to play. I wonder, so like in Mario, in a horizontal level, you can make stuff spawn in a certain way. Like if you want things to spawn at the exact same time, you can have them spawn on the same like X coordinate or whatever, and then it'll spawn consistently. But how do you, if you wanted to do something similar in vertical levels, what would you do? I don't even know. I'm super interesting and fun to watch. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know about the interesting part, but I appreciate it. Shu, thank you so much for the 3 months. Appreciate it. Thank you, Shu. You know, I've trying to be better about, you know, people give you praise, just take the praise and say thank you. You like building with the controller and not a stylist? It took a little bit getting used to it just because I was so like ingrained with making in Mario Maker 1. So it definitely took like a month or so to like really get well, not a month. Maybe it took like 2 weeks. That was I'm at this point I can't even imagine going back, to be honest. Like I don't want to use the fucking touchscreen. My hair is sexier than Pamela Anderson. Well, she's old, and doesn't she have a disease now? I mean, thanks. Yeah, she has She has hepatitis. I'm your dad. No, I'm not your dad. Is it Kira? I have no idea. Don't ruin Pamela for you having sex. Check if she was a teenager. I don't know who would ever. You know who I liked. I was never like I've never really been big on like, oh, this celebrity is so hot. When I was young, I liked Elizabeth Hurley. Was when I was young. She was quite beautiful. There's like a handful of others, but I've never been one to be like, oh, which celebrity would you bang? It's like, yeah, there's some hot celebrities out there, but I don't care. It's always a weird thing for me. A lot of people get very like obsessed. It's like celebrity culture and blah blah blah. I'm not like that at all. Dog got sprayed by a skunk. Grabbed your 9mm and took 6 shots. That sounds mother, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. I don't think you should own a gun. I really don't think you should own a gun. Your marksmanship at 10:30 at night with a flashlight isn't as good as at the range. I don't think you should be firing your gun. I don't think you should own a gun, period. If I'm honest, I don't think you should own one. Dude, I am one of my fears. People ask, what are you afraid of, Barb? You know what one of my fears is? Not thanking subs, because it only takes one person to be like, wow, subscribe to this stream for 3 months. Don't even get a thank you from Barb. I see that like I'm afraid of that happening in chat, and because I'll feel like a piece of shit. I'm terrified of that happening. You smell a political argument. I actually really enjoy guns, like firearms and stuff. It's like fun to do like marksmanship and shit. Like I really like it. Most people shouldn't own guns though, straight up. Never got thanked for your 7th month sub, but you don't want to be. Oh, if you've been keeping track, you've got like a dry erase board next to you. Like, Barb didn't thank me for this month. Those are between red and blue wing spike tops. Speed. The blue ones are faster. I kind of wish that they were fast. Like, so like the blue ones are faster. Imagine here's an idea for DLC, or like at least something they could add to the game. How about like you see a Spiny? Why not give us like a red version of this and it goes faster? They could do that with literally like every sprite in the game. Like, how about a Boo that goes twice as fast and it's like orange or something? Why not? Right? I'm not a sub and I feel like you can pronounce my name unlike Poo. What? Milk Toast? Ultra Instinct Spiny? Yeah, why not? Like, it's in the game. It's like, fucking A, if I can go into ASM and make sprites faster, fucking Nintendo can do it. Really ready for a super speed giant Meowser fight? I mean, if there's gonna be hot garbage out there, no matter what, like, why not? You know? If hot garbage is a guarantee, like, nothing we do is ever gonna change the hot garbage, then may as well give us all the options we can, right? How about like a green muncher that bounces? You know, why not? There's so many things we could have, but don't. Try these. They don't want the menus to be overwhelming. Again, this is Nintendo being like, well, the babies just can't handle all the options. Dude, babies are so stupid. Idiot babies. Just give us all the things. Exactly. You miss charging checks from SMW? I mean, like, we're just talking about like minor sprite edits, right? And like enemy variants that they could add. Like, I guess like adding a charging chuck would be a lot more work, right? Because they'd have to like put in an entire new asset in the game. Like, I get, like, we're just talking about simple things they could do. Like, look at how much we've done just with thwomps that go left and right and shit, right? Give us a thwomp that goes up. That'd be sick. They probably tried charging chucks. I doubt it. I doubt they tried charging chucks. They probably, the designers of the game probably looked at things and they were like, okay, chucks are only in Super Mario World. I think we can just not put them in. You know, I think that's what it was. There's also like there's other enemies, like here's another enemy that you won't see. How about nippers from SMB3? They're like white munchers. Some of them spit fire at you and shit. They were probably like, okay, what about nippers? And they're like, okay, well, they're only in SMB3, so probably not. Because they wanted all the themes to be like, interchangeable and make sense. You know what I'm saying? So, what about nipples in Super Mario Maker? So much for SMB3 can be added. Just give us the variations of Koopa. Well, that's too complicated for the babies. Trucks in 3D World. Right. I'm not saying. All I'm saying is that that's definitely a consideration Nintendo makes when they talk about that sort of thing. Dude, nippers are really cool enemies. They've got the ones that bounce. They jump after you. Some of them shoot fire. They're actually really cool enemies. Yeah, right. A muncher variant. Absolutely. There's so many things they could do. It's really just endless. I think one of the biggest things I'd like Nintendo to add would be the throw block from Super Mario World. I think the throw block would be probably one of the best things they could possibly add. Just like a block you throw that does stuff and like breaks over time. I think that would be sick. Keys that you have to carry S&W style would be fun. Yeah, I think throw blocks would be incredible, but Yeah, like it's in the game. The box, like how much extra effort would it be to turn the crate from 3D World into the throw block and all the other ones? And the thing is, throw blocks are also in SMB3 and SMW. So I don't know. I feel like they could do that. They should add spikes that look like munchers. My favorite thing is when people criticize Super Mario World ROM hacks and they're like, why do SMW Kaizo levels, why do they spam munchers everywhere? It looks so bad. That's one of my favorite complaints. Is there a reason for that though? Yeah, because spikes are not in every theme in Super Mario World. So like you know how castle spikes in Super Mario World look like little triangles? In like a sky level in Super Mario World, or like a ground level, there are no spikes. But munchers are in every theme. So it's like a tile set specific kind of thing. And you can there's ways around that, like you can force spikes in there, but a lot of people don't know how to do that in Super Mario World ROM hacks. So it's hard enough getting people to flip munchers, let alone do some EX graphics work or something just to get spikes in. So how Reddit wanted all Kaizo levels removed at the start of Mario Maker 1. Oh yeah, I mean, there's a group of people who just absolutely hate Kaizo levels, you know, and they just, I don't know. Whatever. I remember, I think Kiavik has come around, but I think a long time ago, Kiavik was like vehemently against Kaizo levels. Like vehemently against it. I think Kiavik would deny it now. He'd be like, no, I've always thought Kaizo was the greatest thing ever. But I think way back in the day, he was like, man, Kaizo designers are so shit. I'm pretty sure I've seen him do that a long time ago. Do I make Kaizo levels anymore? What is your definition of a Kaizo level? Why don't you tell me what you think a Kaizo level is, Surly Bird? Tell me. I need you to teach me, because apparently making Kamikaze Bros, Grand World 1, Grand World 2, and 5,000 Kaizo Mario levels does not qualify me. Why don't you tell me your qualifications for the position? What is a Kaizo level to you? Why don't you hit me with that knowledge there? I'd love to know. Things that aren't simple platforming. Like shell jumps and tricks and that. Did you know that Kaizo Mario World 1, 2, and 3, the Kaizo games that Kaizo is named after, has one shell jump in it? Kaizo Mario World 1, 2, and 3 has one shell jump. Did you know that? I bet you didn't, because you've never played any of these stuff before. Did you know that? The 3 games that spawned Kaizo has one shell jump in it and no other item tricks. Did you know? I bet you didn't. The more you know. Twitch streamer bullied with his knowledge. He's just a boy. Why don't we just say that after I made Grand World 2, I retired from making Kaizo. That's it. I'm just done. Now I just make baby easy platformers for infants. Why don't we just say that? I'm retired. I hate the whole Kaizo discussion. It drives me crazy. I hate it. I hate it because the implication is like, I betrayed Kaizo. I didn't betray Kaizo. People who don't play this shit decided I'm not Kaizo. You know what? Fuck rap. You can have it back. So where's all the mad rappers at? It's like a jungle in this habitat. I'm gonna go for one more platinum plaque. In the lab with a pen and pad trying to get this damn level off. It doesn't. Mario Maker and level creators calling everything under the sun Kaizo.
This used to be a Kaizo stream.
Have complete whatever meaning the word Kaizo ever had is so it's just dead and gone. It's been driven into the dirt. It's been obliterated. It doesn't mean anything anymore. But just don't come in here with your attitude because you're Bruce Wayne and telling me that the stuff I make is I'm not Kaizo or something. Call whatever you want. Just don't accuse me of that. Kaizo is level with Kaizo blocks. Well, this level has a lot of Kaizo blocks in it. How do they work? For some reason today I wanted to or like when I started this level I wanted to make like a dick Kaizo block level. I don't know why. Yeah, what's happened is that people think that Kaizo levels have to include things like item tricks like shell jumps and spring jumps and pow jumps, and if your level doesn't have those, then it's not a Kaizo level. That's like where this all comes from, and just is what it is, man. Every Kaizo block in this level is like super insulting because it sends you all the way back down. That's like the most insulting part of it. Graxus, thank you for the 7 months. Yeah, I make levels that I myself would enjoy playing. That's pretty much what I go for. The best kind of insult. Why do you feel the strong need to? I think people just like to classify stuff, and they like to put things in there. They like to take a thing and then put it in the hole and say like, you are there forever, and now I know what you are. And I'm at like this weird. I'm just in this weird crossroad because like my levels are difficult and they have the appearance of being Kaizo levels, but at the same time they're not. They're different because they're all like they're mostly just platforming, because that's what I enjoy the most in Mario is platforming. So like to me it's not fun like I'll put a spring jump, so I'm gonna get to this part in the level and I'm gonna do a spring jump and like, oh, I'll do the sprint. Oh, I failed it. Back to the start. Like, I don't know. I don't find that interesting. So, Duck Walk. Thank you for the gift sub, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, Duck Walk. All right. Apology accepted, Surly Bird. I'm not really yelling at you. I'm just yelling at the world. Don't take it too personally. I accept your apology. You are forgiven. Here, you know what, Surly Bird? To show you that there's no hard feelings, I'll give you VIP for a little while. Just to show you that there's no hard feelings. There you go. You're now a very important person. Murrow, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate it. Thank you, Murrow. That's only temporary, so don't get used to it. Just want you to know that there's no hard feelings. That's all. Consider it my peace offering. Can you ban it? Oh, I can un-VIP. I can do all kinds of shit. Are you kidding me? You know what's a great Kaizo hack? Storks and Apes is a great Kaizo hack. I love Storks and Apes. It was a lot of fun. 0 shell jumps in it. No, not even any Kaizo blocks in it. It's a really good hack. Great Kaizo hack. You cut all your jumps in Mario. You know what's the worst thing going from Super Mario World to Mario Maker is when in Mario World, if you're trying to go faster, you might let go of jump to land sooner. So you can like jump again really quickly next, but you can't do that in Mario Maker. So you'll end up not jumping a lot. How do you know if your level is expert or super expert? I'll never know because all my levels are super expert. I have no idea. Don't ask me on that one.
12 seconds later.
Is the level ranking expert, super expert, or whatever something you as a creator set when you make it? Well, it's usually set by clear rate. So like whatever the clear rate of your level is will dictate whether it is an expert or super expert level. So really it depends on how hard your level is when you make it is what determines that. I'm really excited about the end of this level. The final thing we're going to be doing to get back in the pipe. I'm excited for that. I want to get there today. That Kaizo block's going to be a pain in the ass to pass now. There's a lot of pain in the ass Kaizo blocks in this level. This level is loaded with Kaizo blocks. Need a shake weight. By the way, guys, I'm in full. It's kind of cold in our house. I've got full on grandpa mode right now. I know you guys like to know, and I'm on grandpa mode. Old man, listen, man, it's cold. It's like we went from like all 90s, like high 80s and shit here, and now that this morning it was like 40 something degrees, man. I don't want to turn on the fucking heat. I'm not turning on the heat. All right, if I'm gonna do that, then I can't do this. I've got too many Kaizo blocks. Too fucking many Kaizo blocks. That one's funny. How many Kaizo blocks are we up to right now? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the moment. 6 Kaizo blocks. 30% Kaizo. That's the kind of block that causes instant boo. This is where the first boo happens. Boo. That's where it happens. Too easy? I don't know. I think it'll still get people. Let me try getting around it. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, what's up, Dan? At what point am I just going completely fucking overboard? If Panga thinks it's too many, dude, it's never enough. With Panga doesn't add 1 Kaizo block, he adds like 3 in one spot. He's like, yeah. God damn it. All right, so you're gonna do this, and you're gonna ride this back down all the way through the level. To get back to the start. To get back to the start of the level. That's like the whole point. You make a big circle and get all the way back to the beginning of the level. That's the point. I think I want to call it Dr. Strangelove because it like I like the end riding it down. I feel like that's too good. It has to be Dr. Strangelove. What is the character limit of level title? You could have Dr. Strangelove or how I learned. Isn't it how I learned to stop worrying and love the bomb? Isn't that what the subtext is? I'm just gonna call it Dr. Strangelove. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it Dr. Strangelove. I don't have room for that. You thought we had an agreement? 3 cats named your levels. I do not respond to terrorist demands. So the whole reason that the thing at the start works, the reason why this works. So like, you notice how there's no cannon firing right now that kills you? The reason why is because there's blocks behind the goal that turn into coins. So this doesn't spawn the first time. That's why, that's the false sense of security right there. So, because you can see it and you can see that it's not going off. Does that make sense? So I can't do that. This is my first clip. You found my first clip. You wrote a program using Twitch API to pull all of my clips because you figured you would write something better than Twitch. What's my first clip? Hard to tell GDQ effect until with Mario. Right. Also, Mario Maker 2 came out immediately after SGDQ. So that's also probably a major thing. Pre-puberty Barb. Oh, what is this clip? Let me take a look at this clip.
But it's so high up that you can't even like. Is there even a top to it?
What the hell is my voice?
What the fuck? Oh, that's beneath the stage.
That's pretty funny. Dude, that microphone though. Trolling myself with my own product. That wasn't that long ago. I can't believe
that thing came out of the ground.
It was over 3 years ago now. I looked so young back then. I know I was practically non-existent. I still had hope in my voice. You weren't there for Kamikaze Bros? How close am I to level cap? Not close at all. You pulled 40,458 clips. That's a lot. Streaming ages you quickly. Yeah, that was before I streamed Mario. I didn't stream Mario Maker for a long time. I only streamed Mario Maker when I hit 1,000 followers, so. Dude, Osu, next time we do a best of bar, we should put like a really fucking old clip in there. People will be like, what the hell? What is this? Before I was jaded. Yeah, I didn't stream Mario Maker until I hit 1,000 followers. My goal was, if I hit 1,000 followers, I'll do 1,000 viewer levels. That was like the initial arrangement between me and chat. This has been the worst deal in the history of trade deals, maybe ever. I go, this is gonna be like a Skyzo. I feel like there's got to be some Yoshi ditching, right? We got to get some Yoshi ditching in. Otherwise, it's not a real Skyzo. Yeah, this level is going to be Dr. Strangelove. Fucking god damn it. I thought I built the level I would call sadistic. This one's pretty sadistic, honestly, with all the fucking Kaizo blocks. This level is somebody's run ender. This is a level that's gonna get. I'm right now, for whatever reason, probably because I watch Orator every morning. I'm imagining Orator is gonna be not happy with me if he plays this one. That's who I'm imagining. Like, even still, like, even if I do all this, like, where the hell can I even go? Like, look at how much I had to do just to set this up, right? Like, where the fuck could I even go? That's my question. Like, where do I even fucking go from here, right? It's so good, though. It's so good. Yeah, I mean, I could just do one Yoshi, right? That's so good. A pipe? No. Can't do a pipe. I just like, so, okay, so this setup works. So, like, you have to... Look at how far apart the Yoshis have to be to make this work. You don't really gain height from the second Yoshi anyway. I mean, you like, I could force this jump. That wouldn't be that hard. I just like, okay, so we make it over here. Like, where do we even go next? Right? I think the sooner I give up on this, the better. The thing that sucks is that you have to go here. That's what sucks. I mean, yeah, I could do a door or something. That's not great. How is there any way I could like make this work? Thank you for the sub, Unknown Legacy. God, I want it. I really do want it to work. Down pipe? No. It is dumb. It's super dumb. But then, like, whatever I do next, it has to be, like, up here to get back around. That's the shitty part about it, is that then I have to go all the way back around. I don't know how to make an interesting section where you go straight up in like a 5-channel wide. That jump is fucking impossible for no reason. I don't know why that jump is so hard. You don't see cheese, the level's not fucking done. Please stop telling me it's cheesable when I'm not even done. I'm just experimenting. Oops. Also, like, really unclear when you first get here. That time it didn't even work. I always get really fucking annoyed. People are like, ah, it's cheesable! And I'm not even fucking done with the level. Oh, please stop. His parent said she was so quick you could get a ring out even though it's blocked. That's a dope section. What's up, Full Metal? Then another saw. Not for really any reason. Just do it. Looks insanely difficult. What, this level? This level's not too bad. Killick was fun. My Mitsurugi was my boy. In the new Soul Calibur, I kind of actually liked Geralt. Thought he was fun. Ah. Valdo was best girl. Oh yeah, they added 2B. I forgot about that. I gotta be honest. I paid $60 for Soul Calibur 5. I actually played it once. That was the most expensive gameplay to time spent playing ratio ever. I played it once. I made a character with a butt plug, and then I never played again. That was it. Worth it. That was a $60 butt plug, man. You like the guy who had a big glowing core in his chest? You've only played Mario Run on iOS. Once. Is that Astaroth the one that did that? Yeah, man, I just wanted to test. Tony Stark. Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps. Jeff Bridges was too good for the MCU, man. You love that quote? It was like the perfect level. Yeah, it's just the perfect level with 80 Kaizo blocks in it. It's so weird. It's like you have to press... I think I figured that jump out. It's like you have to press jump way sooner than you think. Spent a lot of money on Total War Warhammer and played it twice. Yeah, I think everybody does that once in their life. They like buy a game for a lot of money and then they never play it. I think a lot of people do that, dude. You and Monster Hunter? I knew I wasn't gonna play Monster Hunter. I knew it. What's the point of hitting the coin block the Muncher sits on? It spawns the Yoshi at the top. We talked about Joker. I feel like we can just talk about it openly now. If you haven't seen Joker at this point, I feel like you're not gonna see it, or you don't care that much. You care? What was my opinion? I liked it. Thought it was interesting. Not the kind of movie you like want to watch over and over, if that makes sense. It was all right. I think a lot of people have like somewhat negative reactions to the movie because they wanted it to be something it wasn't. If that makes sense. Yeah, Joker. Oh yeah, Joaquin Phoenix was great as Joker. I don't think anybody really criticizes Joaquin Phoenix. I think if people criticize the movie, they're probably criticizing the script and just like the general like tone and what the movie was like about. Shit. That kind of sucks. I think ultimately with Joker, people wanted the movie to be about the Joker fucking shit up and being crazy and killing people and, you know, blowing up stuff and whatever. And what people got was a movie that was like an attempt to take a look at, like, to be a serious look at a character. Like, it's a character piece and a character study on a human being. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And I think that's why some people are maybe disappointed with it. I appreciate that Joker tried, even if it wasn't like, even if it's like misguided. I feel like it's a straight up, to me, I feel like it's a misguided. Joker is good if slightly misguided. I think it's misguided because I don't think we need serious interpretations of dumb comic book characters. And whatever graphic novels and movies try to convince you of, the Joker is just a dumb comic book character. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he might be the best dumb character. He might be the best dumb comic book character of all time. He's still a dumb comic book character. Does what I'm saying make any sense? And I like the Joker, you know? I like the Joker. I like the movie. I'm just not sure it's a movie that needs to get made, you know? You tell me the clown villain is a dumb character. Right, it's a dumb character, but it's been elevated to this point of, like, you know, it's reached this point where people are just like, oh my god, the Joker, he's so great. Oh, Heath Ledger's performance. And people have just like turned it into something that it was never meant to be, you know? It's like Two-Face now. Like, in the original comic books, Two-Face is not the most popular Batman villain for sure, right? In the original comic books, Two-Face was like a giant, like, fucking joke character in a lot of ways, because all of his crimes were like done in twos, right? So, like, it was like he's like a dumb comic book thing. He's like a really stupid trope, but then people have turned him into like this tortured character, and Harvey Dent and the fallen angel and stuff. It's like, there's something wrong with that. Just remember like what the character initially was. So when you try to do those things, it can be hard. It's hard to turn a comic book like a child's illustration of a human character into like a real full-fledged like sympathetic film to base it off of. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. Doka Dusky, thank you for the 3 months. Savage Roscoe, thank you for 2 months. I'm not saying comic books are for children. I'm just saying that, like, you wouldn't take Barney and give Barney grimy, gritty backstory. And I mean, I don't think it's like I don't think it's a massive leap from the Joker to Barney. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, sure, it's a leap, but it's not a tremendous leap. Barney downfall. So I don't know. Barney killed millions. Gritty Barney the tortured soul. Right, like, I mean, well, why not, right? Who knows? Comparing Joker to Barney. It's a thin comparison, I'll admit. It's pretty fucking thin. But my point is just that all these initial characters are just meant to be like a flavor of the week for Batman to beat up and stop their crimes. They weren't supposed to be realistic, tortured characters that reveal to us society's greatest ills. That's all. So why does Joker deserve our attention? Why do I care about the Joker? You know? Fuck. Yeah. Right, I liked the movie. I liked Joker. I liked the film. I thought Joaquin Phoenix did great. Just saying, like, I just think that the entire approach to taking like, say what you want about Christopher Nolan's Batman films, they're still comic book films. It's like, you know, good guy fights bad guy, good guy overcomes, good guy wins. Like, it's gritty, but it's still a comic book. It isn't a character piece that studies, you know, the Joker's deep motivations. It's still good versus evil, good guy wins, good guy fights bad guy, etc. You know, the Joker isn't that. The Joker's like the Joker film that came out. It's not that. It's not good guy versus bad guy. It's a character study. So it's not. And I mean, that's what makes it interesting, but that also is what's possibly misguided about it. Zero connection to the DC universe. Well, I mean, the Joker had it was just takes place in like the Batman universe. You know what I mean? Yeah, kind of that reverse, kind of, I guess. I kind of feel like who really cares about Joker? Not in a real way. Well, I think what makes Joker interesting, why do we love The Dark Knight so much? It's not so much that we love The Dark Knight because, oh my God, Heath Ledger's Joker was so great. What makes the Joker cool and what makes Batman cool are the way they like fight and like they try to get up over one another. You know what I mean? So if we just have a film where it's just Batman, Batman needs somebody to fight, the Joker needs Batman. They need each other in like the plot of the story. Like just how comic books work, good guy, bad guy. It's like why every MCU film, even when they don't even need it, they all have a bad guy that they fight, you know, like, and that's why the origin stories always throw out like really random bad guys, because they save the big bad guys for the Avengers. I don't know. There's a lot to talk about, and no. Interesting vid recently putting out the idea that Joker was the hero in Dark Knight. I don't know about that. You don't like one-dimensional characters anymore. They want the bad guys to be Thanos deep. Now, was Thanos really deep though? I don't know. The ending of The Killing Joke. I think if you're looking for deep villains, you should not go to comic books. I think you should really not go to comic books. Straight up. You want Thanos sexy villains? Because comic books are not the place to have complex, deep characters typically. Like, yes, graphic novels have kind of bridged that gap because there's like there's a big gap between like a comic book and a novel, and graphic novels have like made that gap shorter. Like for me, Watchmen is one of my favorite things I've ever read. I love Watchmen. You can't most graphic novels are not like Watchmen though. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not. I'm like a guy who thinks animation is just for kids. I don't at all. I love Akira and Cowboy Bebop and Ninja Scroll, and some of the Gundam series are some of my favorite. I love it. I love animation. My favorite villain in Grand Pool 2. All I'm trying to say is that my entire point is that, you know what? I don't have a point. Joker was the best movie ever made in the history of time. There you go. I'm done. I even said I liked the movie. I even said I liked it. Like I'm not saying the movie was shit. I liked the movie. All I'm saying is that it's hard to turn comic book characters into something they weren't before. That's all I'm saying. And it's not always convincing, and I'm not even sure people want that. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that agreeable? I'm not even. I liked the movie. I just don't even understand it needs to exist or that people want it. Because I don't know if it's like to me. I don't know if anybody else thinks this. I actually think people are somewhat tepid on Joker. Like I think people were like, it's not that they dislike it. It's just that they thought they wanted it to be something else. The thing that I like the most about Joker, the thing that I like about the film is that like it or not, it is way different from the other comic book films we've gotten to this point. Like it or not. And that's what I like about it. I like that it attempted to do more. I'm not saying it succeeded. It at least tried. You know? That's what I like about it. It was vast. It was very different from MCU and all the other stuff. So, That's what I liked about it. Doesn't mean I think it was the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. To be honest with Joker, I'm kind of like, yeah, it's all right. I feel like it was more about mental illness caused by society and upbringing. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that because no matter what opinion I give, I'm making somebody mad. I'm kind of just done. I said my piece. I said my piece, and I gave my analysis of film, and that's all there is to it. It's very rare for me to see a movie or see a work of fiction, and I'm like, yeah, it was awesome. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's really, I very seldom ever feel that strongly about anything when I watch film. And is there a movie you had that reaction? Mad Max. Mad Max was the last movie I saw in theaters, and I was like, yeah, this was sick. That was the last movie I saw in theaters, and I was like, fuck yeah. That was the last movie I saw in theaters, and I was like that. Hands down. And I've seen other movies, and I've like enjoyed them, and I've liked them since then. But that was the last movie I saw, and I was like, fuck yeah. I think one series of movies that surprised me a lot in how actually like good it is. I thought the Planet of the Apes, the new Planet of the Apes movies were going to be garbage. I was like, why the fuck are we remaking Planet of the Apes? Just leave it alone. I love Planet of the Apes. Can we stop? Like, we don't need to do this. And those movies really surprised me in how actually good they are. Those movies were great. Those movies were a lot better than I had any right being. What's the oldest movies I like? I fucking love old movies. I love old movies and new movies and 60s, 70s, 80s. I just like movies, period, man. But I don't know. I'm a big Kurosawa fan. I love a lot of there's a lot of noir I really like too. What's my favorite bad movie? I don't know. The thing is that when I can argue that a bad movie is actually a good movie though. I can argue that. Kung Pao Enter the Fist. Okay, I can't argue that one. That one's just a bad movie. All right, I think it's about time we like end the level, right? Do you guys think so? Edge of Tomorrow. Oh, I like Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, I like Cabin in the Woods. I like it. Cabin in the Woods is a great film. Well, I mean, it's a really entertaining film about the horror film industry and how it like what's wrong with it, you know? I like Cabin in the Woods. I think it's another movie where people were expecting one thing. Shit. You get shit. I think it's good. I think it's good. I think it's a good movie. Like, again, I think people really don't like to have their expectations not met. Like, they really, really don't like it. Cabin in the Woods. I like lots of movies. The fact that I like one movie doesn't prove anything about the other kinds of movies that I like. Gen Kleenex. Just saying I like this movie doesn't prove anything about me. It just means that I like that movie. I think Cabin in the Woods is entertaining. It's unique. It's dumb entertainment. If I'm going to take dumb entertainment, a lot of people say that they like the Transformers movies. I fucking hate the Transformers movies. I can't stand them. They're a migraine headache, and I really dislike them. But Cabin in the Woods to me is my idea of dumb entertainment, not Transformers or Pacific Rim. I'm glad the era of like creepy Japanese girl who makes funny sounds. I'm happy that era of horror is over. Although I gotta be honest, if I'm honest, I prefer the creepy Japanese girl who makes weird sounds. I prefer that genre of horror over the found footage era of horror, which we are still living in. We're still living in there. Got into a flow of making levels, now able to crank them out super fast. I'm so sick of the hand cam shit. I have seen Midsommar, yeah. Do the Bad Boys movies count? I've actually never seen the Bad Boys movies. Yeah, we're still living in the era of found footage. I feel like Blair Witch started it, and then we've had other films continue it. Like another one was Paranormal Activity, which was very influential. There's been so many found footage horror movies. You ain't never seen Bad Boys 2. I've seen Boondock Saints once a long time ago, and I was in a dorm room, and one of our roommates was like obsessed with it, and I watched it, and I was like, I don't really care for this very much. Why am I replaying levels without really adding anything? I'm playtesting. I playtest my levels. It's part of why I'm a really good level creator, is because I'm playing it to like see if there's anything I need to fix, and like if I like it or not. It's part of why I'm really good at what I do. No, Babadook was not that scary of a movie. I'm trying to think what's like this. I think the scariest movie I've seen in recent times is easily fucking Hereditary, because that movie was some fucked up shit, man. I haven't seen many movies where I saw the movie and I was like, I need fucking therapy after this. I need a quick therapy session to understand how I feel about this movie. The movie was some fucked up shit. The thing is, when somebody tells you a movie is fucked up, then you go to see it, you're like, whatever you're imagining right now, if you haven't seen Hereditary, you're probably imagining worse than it is. But it is a pretty fucking legitimately, like, pretty fucked up film. It Follows gave you nightmares? It Follows didn't bother me. You wish Midsommar was as scary? Hereditary. There was some disturbing imagery in The Witch as well. But it's too in its own universe to actually be frightening. Frankenhooker? I didn't see that one. Like you guys are watching some horror on some I don't think I watched that kind of horror. I skipped on Frankenhooker. A Quiet Place with a different type of tension. What was A Quiet Place? Was that the one? Was A Quiet Place the one with the monsters that respond to sound? Because I was very annoyed by that movie. For reasons that were not entirely the movie's fault. But I was still annoyed with it. You thought it was awful? I didn't think it was awful, but I found it annoying. Okay, yeah. So that was annoyed. The reason why I was annoyed with A Quiet Place is because to me, I'm so fed up with like post-apocalyptic films that like I consider it, if you produce and write and direct and the movie's out there, a post-apocalyptic film where you don't fucking show me the apocalypse or like explain it or like show how things happened or like you don't have like a line of reasoning. Like all these apocalyptic movies want the movie to take place in the apocalypse, but they don't want to show you how you get from point A to point B. They just want to skip directly, and it really bothers me. And there's so many films that did that. Like tons and tons of films have done that. Like Cloverfield, the second Cloverfield did that. They're just like, it's just the apocalypse. They never tell you that. The Road did it. The Road did it. Obviously did it pretty well, but The Road did it. I'm trying to think of other films that did that. Quiet Place. There was another movie. It was hyped up to be this like great film. It was like about a disease and this family's living in the cabin. We saw that one. It's like I just got so tired of it. Like I'm so sick of it. Just fucking show me, you know? Yeah, Cloverfield Lane. Right, but it just keeps happening. And A Quiet Place for me was just like, that was it for me. I was like, all right, I'm fucking done with this shit. Ernest, Scared Stupid. Like, I think, like, for me, I keep thinking of, like, Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, you know? And Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead were two films that I think did that really well. Because they show you, like in Night of the Living Dead, you can really feel how things are deteriorating. Same with Dawn of the Dead. In Dawn of the Dead, you can really see and feel the deterioration. And you can see how things are going bad. Like you see the news stations going dark and you see like people are running and fleeing for their lives and shit. Like I like that in the original Dawn of the Dead. That makes sense? Even the Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead remake kind of does a pretty good job with it, you know? Those movies didn't puss out. They show you how things are going bad. Well, Signs isn't a post-apocalyptic film. Signs is just like about this one thing that happens. Out of context, the tangent sounds like I'm a psychopath. You like Signs? I don't know if I have enough time. Well, Children of Men does some very heavy lifting to get you to its scenario. Yeah, 28 Days Later kind of fast forwards past it too, but that's a pretty good movie though. So some movies do it well and some movies do it poorly. I think 28 Days Later does it pretty well. I don't know. I'm making allowances for movies that I like that do that, but the point is just that a lot of movies do that. That's all. I don't know how to end this. So whatever it is I have to do. All right, we've reached D-Day. All right, we have to ride this back down all the way back into the pipe, and a P-switch has to be activated. So we have to ride something. I also want to get in the shell jump I want to do here. This ending is too fucking stupid. And I can't do that. I can't do that. I make this the upload screen. All right, let's go to uploads. It actually might take me a minute or two. What's easy for you is hard for the rest of us. What's the canon there for? For my own amusement. I was really enjoying watching Pooh die to Crystal Sage yesterday. People are like, Crystal Sage is so easy. Those people are, honestly, if you think Crystal Sage is an easy boss, I consider you an inexperienced Dark Souls 3 player. Crystal Sage is a legit really hard boss. He's actually really, really hard. It depends on what your upgrades are when you get there. And if you don't have a weapon upgraded enough, and if you don't, like, if Crystal Sage gets out of hand, it's fucking horrible. It's actually like really horrible. But if you get there after going to the swamp and like getting like a lot of Titanite and shit, it's not that bad. But like, of course, Pooh doesn't know that because he hasn't played the game. But yeah, Crystal Sage can be fucking really difficult. Yeah, no joke. Sierra, thanks so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Mass Chaos, thank you for the 21 months. Thank you very much, guys. Also, RGB3, thank you very much for the 1 year. Yeah, that boss is actually really rough. You know, I think Walnir is a way easier boss than Crystal Sage, to be honest. We're gonna talk about the easiest Dark Souls 3 boss. I'd probably go with Udix Gundyr or Walnir, to be honest. Or even Ancient Dragon. Because Ancient Dragon is literally just one plunging attack. Before everyone figured out the bracelet. Like, the bracelet's not the weakness, it's just like how you do it, you know? Yeah, Ancient Wyvern, is that the name? That boss sucks. It's not even a boss. It's like nothing. Oh man. GG. All right, we're calling this level Dr. Strangelove. I also need a quote from Dr. Strangelove. feel like Dr. Strangelove is loaded with quotes. Dr. Strangelove. Okay. So what do we got? Wish we had one of them doomsday machines. Sky Captain. Can't fight in here. This is the war room. Maybe he rides a bomb down on the ground. I do not avoid women, but I do deny them my essence. You can't fight here. This is the war room. The point of the doomsday machine is that everyone knows about it. I'm just calling up to tell you something terrible has happened. How about you just yeehaw? Does he actually say yeehaw? I haven't seen it in a long time. Does he actually say yeehaw? Yahoo? Just Yahoo. All right. Yahoo it is. Yahoo. I mean, it fits. This level is some fucking dumbass meme shit anyway, with all the Kaizo blocks everywhere. Where is the exclamation point? There we go. Incoming Yahoo lawsuit. All right. You know what? Good enough for me. Short and sweet speed run. Alrighty. I just made the easiest co-op Kaizo level ever.